Crest at 38.7 feet, and that's supposed to be around 1 this morning. Meanwhile, Estill County Emergency Management sharing photos of flooding at the Estill County Fairgrounds. Look at that. And also in Estill County, a boil water advisory for areas off Red Lick Road, Clark Road, Locust School Branch Road, and Kissy Branch Road. The water company is asking people to boil your tap water for at least 3 minutes before you use it for cooking, drinking, even for making ice.
In Lee County, coronavirus vaccines that were stored at the health department had to be relocated after all of that rain because the power went out in the building and it flooded. Governor Beshear, in fact, talked about that relocation effort today.
Thankfully, the Kentucky River District Director, Scott Lockard, and his incredible team, along with, and I think this is the Lee County Emergency Management, conducted a water rescue to ensure that their supply of vaccine was safe. They moved this to Wolfe County because the generators were taking on water.
The high water is an issue in so many places. In Floyd County, the downtown area flooded. The Martin City Police Department shared pictures of the flooding this afternoon, saying water was still rising in and around the town. It was blocking a lot of roads, including Kentucky Route 122, 1210, and 1428.
Some schools have canceled in-person classes because of the flooding. Let's take a live look now at the ABC 36 Snow Watch page. It shows closings and delays. We have about 24 now. For most of the districts on this list, students will be learning virtually from home tomorrow. The list, it's updated in real time. To check it out for yourself, just click on Snow Watch from the Weather tab at WTVQ.com.
In Laurel County, deputies are trying to identify a person who was found dead in a creek. The sheriff's office says the body was found just before 2 this afternoon in a creek off Locust Grove Road. No word yet if the death is weather-related.
Also in Laurel County, a search continues for a missing woman. According to the sheriff's office, 56-year-old Barbara Caldwell was last seen Saturday on North Laurel Road. Deputies say she was driving a 2004 gray Toyota Corolla. If you know where she could be, contact the Laurel County Sheriff's Office.
What would a Breonna Taylor law eliminating no-knock search warrants and increasing police accountability look like in Lexington? That question was at the center of a virtual town hall put on tonight by Kentuckians for the Commonwealth, Mission Behind Bars and Beyond, and the Lex Stand for Breonna's Law Coalition. It was noted in that town hall that a statewide Breonna's Law, which was pre-filed last August by Democratic Representative Attica Scott of Louisville, who is black, that measure...
Let's go. Nah. They was like, girl, you're going to get us beat. You know what I'm saying? And some people probably try to tell on her and everything else, but we have to keep moving. We have to have the social stamina to keep up with this fight.
The city of Louisville's already banned the controversial no-knock warrants. Last June, Lexington's mayor issued a moratorium on the use of no-knock warrants unless it's a life or death situation. Now the push continues to pass a law here banning them.
A potential new department in Lexington would unify a group of divisions to address all housing needs. But some housing advocacy groups, they say it's not enough.
ABC 36's Caitlin Shive spoke with Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton about the vision for this proposed department.
The Lexington Housing Justice Collective fights to end homelessness and incite change when it comes to housing issues. Bo Revelet with the organization says that thousands of renters are affected every day by unaffordable housing and evictions. He says they do what they can to fight for those tenants, but that change is urgent in the urban county government.
I talk to people every day who are facing eviction. I have people who are close to me who struggle to pay their rent every month. And this is a very, very common story in Lexington.
He's hoping a new proposal by Mayor Gordon to create a housing advocacy and community development department will help, though he says it's still not enough.
The problem is that there's just not enough. The eviction problem is so large that just adding 1 or 2 new staff people isn't going to help it.
The proposal comes from the Mayor's Commission for Racial Justice and Equality, after recommendations were made by the Housing and Gentrification Commission to keep housing affordable and reimagine the protection of renters.
We build strong, equitable neighborhoods. and that will improve the quality of life for Lexington citizens.
Mayor Gorton says the new department would combine the Office of Homelessness and Office of Affordable Housing, along with 4 other divisions.
It's about helping our citizens understand where they can go if they have housing issues, whether it's homelessness or rental assistance or a planning issue.
Mayor Gordon is set to present the proposal to council in April. If approved, it would take effect July 1st. In Lexington, Caitlin Shive, ABC 36 News.
The chance at a double bye is gone for the Kentucky Wildcats. Now they've got to head into the final 2 regular season games with the same focus they've been on. Build that momentum, show some progress. UK assistant Jay Lucas says the staff hasn't focused on SEC seeding or used it as motivation for this group. Part of that has to do with the Cats not being able to control their own destiny. Lucas says the team is already in the right mindset ahead of Tuesday night's matchup against Ole Miss.
They have pretty good motivation right now. I mean, they haven't folded, they haven't stopped working or anything like that. So that's been the one positive with, like you're saying, how the season's gone. But I think they still understand, what we have ahead of us. We take it one game at a time, and then we'll just focus on once we get to the SEC tournament, one game at a time there, and see what happens.
Now, coming up later in sports, hear how Saturday's loss to Florida could help the Cats offense going forward. Plus, a pair of former Cats were pretty big in the clutch to get in the NBA.
Thank you, Austin. Still ahead, COVID restrictions eased for some businesses across Kentucky.
And more money for Fayette County Public Schools.
Today's almanac, the high was 54, the low was 37 at the Bluegrass Airport. Normals are 50 and 32. As we head off to break, here's a look at the night's steals and deals with Lisa Robertson.
Hey guys, you know what a difference it makes to have the right tool for the right job, right? One of the tools that we use every day, and it makes a huge difference in our quality of life, especially in the kitchen, is great knives. These knives are beautiful. And I love the fact that we always like to bring you special things at special prices. This is actually something you're only going to find with local steals and deals right now. These are Japanese carbon forged knives. And I love all the different options. So you have the Santoku set, full tang, gorgeous handle, beautiful gift box. Here's your 4 steak knives. Here is your 3-piece chef knife set. Here is your bread knife and utility knife. That's another great set. The Nakiri knife, that's serious, right? And we have a knife sharpener. We have the block, and this has the rods. Huge difference, by the way, because when you put your knives in a regular chef block, you do not know what's growing down there. This is going to be something that works for all knives, and it's dishwasher safe. This knife set is that Japanese carbon forged, and I love the whole idea of it. It even has this cobra design on the blades, which actually helps it go more smoothly through whatever you're cutting to make it an even better performance. These are all on localsteels.com at 27 to 38% off, and they're all going to be ways to make your everyday even better in your kitchen, and that's something that's going to make your food even better.
Families in Wayne County are cleaning up, not just from flooding, but from a possible tornado.
Yeah, this picture of the debris left behind south of Monticello is from Todd McFarland. The National Weather Service is investigating to determine if this is damage from a tornado or straight line winds.
ABC 36 Storm Team Weather is brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau. In good weather and bad, there's Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment. The ABC 36 Storm Team Forecast. Independently certified the most accurate in central Kentucky.
Mother Nature is really giving us some wild weather. We've had to deal with some snow, some sleet, freezing rain, drenching rain this past weekend. We deserve sunshine and 70, right? Hey, I'm going to get you a little closer to that, especially as we go through the next 7 days. Temperatures are going to warm up. Here's a look at the temperature trend. You'll notice over the next 9 days, while we will cool down a few degrees Friday and Saturday, by next Wednesday, so a week from Wednesday, temperatures could be in the middle to upper 60s. Cross your fingers. I know it's 9 days away, but wouldn't it be nice to be around 70 degrees and mostly sunny? We'll see what happens. Bottom line, the trend is we're going to warm up. COVID continues to cause trouble across our region and beyond, which means some of you may be choosing still to eat outdoors. Here's a look at your outdoor dining forecast for Tuesday. 48 degrees, mostly sunny and warmer than today. An east wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's a look at Futurecast. We're going to stop it at 6 o'clock in the morning. You will notice a mostly sunny sky waking up to temperatures in the 20s. We'll stop it at lunchtime as you're grabbing a bite to eat with a family or a friend. Temperatures right around 40 degrees. And of course, the warmest part of the day, always the afternoon and evening. We'll warm up to our daytime highs in the middle to upper 40s by then with a mostly sunny sky. A weak weather maker will attempt to increase our clouds on Wednesday. If you call central Kentucky home, I'm thinking more sunshine. If you get closer to the Kentucky-Tennessee border, more clouds and a smaller chance of rain. Look at that temperature trend. 48 on Tuesday, by Thursday 52, Saturday 54, on Monday 62, overnight lows in the 20s and 30s to be exact, right around freezing Wednesday night. 34 degrees Saturday night, Sunday night nearing 40 at 38 degrees.
You're watching ABC 36 News at 11.
Some businesses in Kentucky now get to have more people inside their buildings as the downward trend for coronavirus cases continues. According to Governor Andy Beshear, beginning Friday, capacity can increase to 60% for at least 18 industries. Those include bars, restaurants, movie theaters, and fitness centers. The governor says he intends to increase childcare capacity to regular group size on March 15th if the downward trends continue. In the meantime, today the governor also announced 509 new cases. That is the lowest number of new cases since September 28th. The total is now 405,126. The positivity rate is 4.84%. Governor Beshear also announced 15 more COVID-19 deaths today. The total number of people who have died from the virus in Kentucky is now 4,652.
The governor also announcing today Kentucky's going to receive 36,500 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine this week. They'll go to more than 130 independent pharmacies and local health departments. Part of the first shipment was prepared in Kentucky this morning. A lot of enthusiastic volunteers at the McKesson Distribution Center in Shepherdsville. They prepared the shipments that are going to go to the UPS hub in Louisville, then shipped out all over the country. The center is one of 2 distribution centers packaging the vaccine, the others in Memphis. Johnson & Johnson overall shipping about 4 million doses. Unlike the vaccines developed by Moderna and Pfizer, which required 2 doses, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine only needs 1, and it doesn't have to be stored frozen.
I can only imagine how proud they all are to be part of such an amazing historic moment. It's awesome. After the break, a new program to help young teachers and a Perryville native making her debut on American Idol.
We've told you that Fayette County's in desperate need of school bus drivers and monitors. Well, how do you attract more? Raise the pay, and that's what's happening. The district dealing with that shortage, of course, and now they're going to pay drivers who complete both their morning and afternoon routes a $30 a day bonus. Bus monitors who do the morning and afternoon routes will get a $20 a day bonus. Substitute drivers, their pay is going to go from $14 an hour to $30 an hour.
What a jump. In Frankfort, the legislature is a step closer to establishing a pilot program to help train young teachers. A bill approved today by the House Education Committee would set up the early entry initiative for teachers in their first 3 years and who teach grades 1 through 3. New standards would mirror board certification. They would focus on English, reading, language arts, and math. The State Department of Education supports the bill, which still would have to be funded by the legislature.
I think this is a great bill. This is what we need, and we need to go in this direction. I'm working with a second grader now, and I know we need a lot of help there. So those first 3 grades are so important, so I think we're going in the right direction. And I support this bill 100%.
State Post-Secondary Education President Aaron Thompson says the measure could also set the foundation for high school teachers.
Believe it or not, American Idol is almost 2 decades old. Of course, it's in the business of finding the next singing sensation. This year, 3 Kentuckians are getting their chance to audition. Tonight, ABC 36's Monica Harkins is going to introduce you to a Boyle County teenager who says an artist is all she's ever wanted to be.
I have been singing since I came out of the womb, I feel like.
A lifelong Kentuckian's dream is becoming reality on reality TV.
I somehow made it to audition for the judges in person.
Alyssa Ray will have her debut before America this coming Sunday.
Watch Alyssa from a small town of 800 people.
That small town Lionel Richie is referencing, Kentucky's own Perryville. But to Richie's point, stars are born even in towns of 800 people.
Like, I was talking to my mom, I was like, girl, I don't know if I can do this. It was a lot of mixed emotions. I'm not going to lie, I might have shed a few tears during the day just because of nervousness. So it was a ton of pressure. But when I walked in the room, it was kind of lifted off and it was all good.
All good, like muscle memory, especially when you consider she's a freshman musical theater major at Northern Kentucky University, doing this interview with me from her dorm. And you might already recognize her if you're on TikTok. Her account has nearly 66,000 followers. Yet despite performing her whole life, Ray says there's nothing like auditioning for American Idol.
Because I've gotten to grow, like, I can see myself on a stage singing for so many people, you know? Like, it's not just a dream, I can see it now. Super blessed that I got to do these crazy things, get on a plane for the first time, sing for huge legends, and I can't wait for people to see what happened.
And neither can we. Monica Harkins, ABC 36 News.
After having their 3-game winning streak snap Saturday, the Kentucky Wildcats will look to regroup Tuesday night against Ole Miss. And the big focus going into that matchup is how will the Cats fare against another zone defense. The Rebels are expected to play plenty of it, especially after Kentucky's offense completely stalled against Florida. UK assistant Jay Lucas says part of the reason why Kentucky struggled Saturday was because the Gators threw out a version of a zone they had not previously seen from them on tape. But Lucas says there's positive takeaways from what they saw Saturday.
It made us stagnant, and I think all being off, like we talked about, and just having that lack of rhythm, and you can practice and you can do stuff, but it's nothing like the rhythm you get from playing in a game. So I think that was the big thing, is that it's a little bit different. And with Ole Miss, their kind of 1-3-1 is more aggressive, and they're out pressuring you a little bit more. And it kind of transitions back to a 2-3 or a man, so it's kind of a completely different type of concept.
Kentucky no longer has a chance at earning a double bye in next week's SEC tournament, but they can move up to as much as a 6th seed. If the season ends today, the Cats would be at an 8 right now and would play Mississippi State, with the winner taking on Alabama that Friday. Meanwhile, UK Hoops blew its chance at a double bye Sunday thanks to another bad loss to Ole Miss. And while the Cats fell to a 5 seed in their SEC tournament, they actually moved up 2 spots in the latest rankings to number 17. UK will face the winner of Florida-Auburn Thursday. Tip-off for that one will get started around 1 p.m. Over in Bowling Green, Georgetown College falls once again to Thomas More. This time, it's in the conference semifinal. 65-49 is the final. The Tigers will have to wait and see where they'll travel to for the NAIA tournament. To the high school hardwood now. Top-ranked Lexington Catholic taking on Tate's Creek. Third quarter here, Jacoby Commodore. The nice little floater here. It's going to cut the deficit to 12. Knights are going to push the lead right back out. Ben Johnson to Jack Goman in transition. Too easy here for 2. Later, the Knights' all-time leading scorer going to do what he does best, putting the ball through the hoop, this time with a floater of his own. Lexington Cath moves to 18-0 on the season with a 62-51 win. Meanwhile, over in Winchester, GRC taking on Bourbon County. First quarter here, Cards came out of the gate strong. Jerome Morton from outside is going to give GRC the early 3-0 lead. On the other end, the Colonels having to work for their buckets tonight. Jack Huckabee is going to create a little bit of shoulder separation and get the mid-range jumper to fall. Later, rule number 1 to guarding the inbound is to never turn your back on the inbounder. Morton taking full advantage, gets the easy 2. GRC cruises to a win tonight, 74-40. And on the diamond, UK baseball coach Nick Mingione has inked an extension with UK that'll keep him in Lexington through the 2025 season. The Batcats are 4-0 so far this year and have a 10-game winning streak dating back to last season. UK's back in action at Kentucky Proud Park Tuesday to take on EKU. First pitch is set for 4 p.m. And that'll do it for sports. I'm Austin Miller.
Another reminder, you can always get the latest school closings online at WTVQ.com, as well as a list of all the businesses that now can increase their capacity as of this Friday. Thank you for watching.